Hello and welcome. Now, anyone who's been following me for a while, both of you, might be thinking, I've started a lot of cities and I've not really finished them. So what am I doing with another blank map in front of me? Am I starting another one? Yes, I am. But this one is going to be another mini build. I don't see this one going to be taking up a lot of time. And it's an idea I've had for a while. It's probably going to be rubbish. So let's just get on with it, I think. So what am I doing that's so stupid? I have decided to do a diamond one-way road system grid thing. I don't know what to call it. Through the magic of editing, you didn't just see a massive mistake I made. So this is the Mark II version already. So one of the mistakes I made was trying to get the shape symmetrical. So I'm going to do, let's just do a vertical to start with, as one of the axes of the city, as it were. Roughly halfway along, I'm going to go out a fixed distance. Let's go this way because I'm more limited. 3,000. I can go 3,000 this way. Make sure it's equal. Now the mistake I made last time, which you won't see, is I didn't make sure these two branches were equal also, so everything was skewed. Oh. Is there an undo button? I wanted to keep a little middle bit reference because I don't know where the middle is now. Unless... Right, this should be 6,000, it is. So 3,000 is the middle. So I got the middle again. Nice recovery. I wish this was easier, or am I just bad? Right, let's go a slightly different length to make the shape a bit more interesting. 4,000. Delete that. 4,000 down as well. I have got enough space. Tell me I have got enough space. Right, so now if I join up the corners, it will do the bendy thing which I had last time as well. That's okay. So I can just do a little thing like that. Actually, I'll do the same here because I'll have to do it anyway. Otherwise the angles are too sharp and it just won't let me do it. Nice and straight. And same again down there. So now I can delete the little bits there and join these together. One diamond that's symmetrical. Now I can get rid of the internal support. Right, now we go to the smaller one-way roads and start filling in the insides. Now, I hope this is going to work quite well. Is that symmetrical or is that funny? Is that funny sized again? Let's just fill it out, see how it looks. I mean, the spacing... I'm kind of assuming that the nodes are equally spaced. They might not be, which is causing the skew effect. Yeah, that's definitely wider than the other ones, aren't they? It's not too critical for what I'm doing. Now, the interesting part comes down here. Do we have an equal... Oh, yeah, that's a very small gap there, isn't it? So the nodes aren't equally spaced. How are we doing down here? We've got two nodes, but that would be a type 1. Oh, I'm just going to do just a one or two. I'm going node to node everywhere else. I'm going to stick the node to node there. But I'll leave that one. And okay, we're going to have a skewy diamond. I don't care anymore. Now the question is, how big a pain is it going to be for me to put a set of roads the other diagonal? Like if I join these nodes together, that doesn't look straight. It's so not straight, it won't let me do it. Really? I can't snap to the node. Right, can I snap from that node to that node? Let's just do that for now. And I'll see what fits on the top node later. Yeah, that's okay. I'm not going to do every node because that's just going to be so much. So every 2 nodes just to give them a little bit of space. Oh, that's because that's a short node. This is a mess already, isn't it? Why did I think this was going to be a good idea? I'm going to skip a node there. It's going to be a bit irregular, but hey, it'll add a bit of distinctiveness, let's call it. So just as an open question, how do you think this will work? How well? Because I can't even go node to node anymore. Because my hope is, because it's all one way, the traffic shouldn't really jam up too much. Yeah, some of those joints are a bit wonky. Let's pretend that didn't happen. I say as I just do another really bad. No, that was so bad, I'm going to redo it. I like the way the mouse sort of jumps out just at the last second. Is it doing it again? The thing is, if I... Did I curve? Oh, wrong road. It's a one-way road. Everything else is one way. Everything else is one way. Just double checking. Yeah, that one won't join over. That one is doing a slight curve. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. Oh, yeah, it'll do it that time. Now, I just need to connect up the top branch. I suppose the next question is, what do I put where? Yeah. I mean, it looks okay here, doesn't it? But then it's sort of, just pretend you didn't see that. So while I decide what else to do, so once again, the idea is the traffic flow will come off the highway here. It can go anywhere in a city, but it's one way, so you have to literally drive through the entire city sooner or later and come out the bottom. And because it's one way, I'm hoping the traffic won't clog up. The drawback is, of course, if you're down here in a city but you want to go here, you can't go against the grain of the traffic. So what I have to do is have a external loop. Let's put it in now. Should I use a one-way highway? Well, they're all one-way, aren't they, the highways? Because once you get to here anyway, it's all going to be high speed. 3 lane. How many lanes did I put here? 6. How many lanes can I have? Only 4. Can I curve it around? I don't know if that's going to be too tight a bend or not. No, that's okay. I have no idea if that's the right angle or not. Well, let's give it a little bit of space. It doesn't have to go. It's not very straight, is it? Is that bending again? Or, oh, that could just be a curve on the map slightly. That's okay. That one. Close enough. So they can just put their foot down, just speed all the way around. Now, how do I want to do this bit? Because some of the traffic I'm going to let out. Some of the traffic might want to go back in the city again and loop around. And then you've got the new traffic merging in as well. How do I do this? Because this is only 3 lane, isn't it? And I've got 4 there. Well, actually, I was just thinking, could I do it as like a 2 lane one way? That is the right one, isn't it? So let's get the bits in rough position first. That might make it a bit easier to think about. So we've got 2 lanes going that. Oh, it's on that one. So we've got 2 lanes going that way. We'll have 2 lanes going to there. I'm thinking I could just... it probably won't let me downgrade it actually, I'll just leave it. So that 4 lanes then splits into these 2 lanes somehow. I haven't figured out how yet. A little bit rusty there. So can I do that? Well, can I or can't I? I have done it anyway. So now what I'm thinking is I could upgrade that to 4 lane actually. And finish it off there in a second. But the 2 lanes coming off can join again here. Where are you? Can I do a slightly curvy join? I don't know how much angle I need to join up. That'll do. That will do. So I'll just do a curvy join there and we're done. That could work. Watch it totally fail in a second. So anyone in a grid can literally do a great big loop around. And they can also get the highway access as well. Right, that's done. So the only thing left to do then is to start filling in the grid. Now some things will be off-grid, like water. Water pumping station. Is that... It looks a bit slow, but I don't know how many I need. Let's just do... That should be plenty, shouldn't it? And the outflow. Just as a comment, I'm playing the vanilla game, no mods. I do have some of the DLC. I have all of the DLC, I think, apart from the radios. Don't really care too much about those. Right, what's the most efficient way to join all this up? Okay, that's the diamond watered. Now we need a bit of power. It doesn't really matter what I pick at this point. I'm thinking, should I have these outside of a city or should it be inside the grid? Do I put everything within the diamond structure? Can I put everything in the diamond structure? What is that? Well, I think it might have been decided for me that I can't. Oh, that will fit. Which one's that one? Oil, coal. Oil and coal do. They're dirty as hell, but they can work. Now the further question is, what do I put where? So for example, I could put all the industry down one side, for example. Then I can have the commercials there, and I can have the residentials there. But that would be difficult for the residentials to get over to that side. So the other alternative is, what if I have residential, commercial and industry down the bottom? How does that sound? Does it sound a bit better, I think? Ooh, which one's that one? Nuclear. And it will fit inside the grid. Is one enough, do you think? Ooh, can I get another one in there? 2 nuclear plants. If that ain't enough power, I don't know what is. So, facilities, let's just get some incinerators, that's fine. That's nice and easy. I mean, this is not the best view you're going to have of the city when you're leaving it, is it? You have all the incinerators and nuclear power plants and what have you there. I'm not aiming for the best city, I'm just wondering how functional it would be as a city, I mean. Healthcare, at least these are quite easy. We'll just stick a few of these down. I don't know how many I need. I'm going to be building a lot in one go, so there might be a bit of a death wave at some point. Now, bear in mind I can only go downstream. That should leave most of it covered, apart from the upper line, but that means all they have to do is then do the loop around and come back again. But that should give reasonable coverage. I mean, the roads are, just double checking, the roads are one way. Yes, they are. I mean, unless they're going to walk, they're not going to go that way, are they? They can only go down, as pictured. We'll just drop a few clinics down as well, just at, well, they're not quite random, but just to give some perceived coverage. This ain't going to fit, is it? Unless the elders go literally into the industrial zone. None of these are going to be big enough. Fine. And same for childcare's a lot smaller. That's quite handy. So I can put that in a fairly central position. Something like that. I mean, we don't really need these, but let's just drop some down. Give the people some things to do. Since I'm going to put the residential near the top, like I said. So it's leaning slightly towards that way. Fire coverage, yeah, I'm going to put one as far up as I can, I think, just to give them some chance of coverage. So that, how much does that cover? That covers a fair bit up there. So I'm just going to do something like that. That should give a reasonable coverage without having to loop around again. Now, because I have the disasters pack, I have a feeling I have to put these down, otherwise the trees have a nasty habit of spontaneously combusting, which is not handy. So that should give enough coverage over top and bottom. Actually, if I don't have the helicopters, they're not going to do anything. Oh, okay, I just wasted my time, didn't I? I'm not going to put the helicopters in. It ain't going to fit. Hastily moving on. You didn't see that. Right, police. Similar sort of pattern again. Just plonk 4 of them down. That should give decent enough coverage. Schools. This could get interesting. So they don't have too big a coverage, these elementary schools. Is that because of the road structure? It seems to be biasing itself in a way. But it's biasing upstream, not downstream. That's interesting. Because there's more green on the top side than the bottom side, isn't there? But all the traffic is, as I routed the roads, are going downwards. I mean, they can still walk. So it's probably not that bad. I mean, I don't know how many blocks I need. I'm just guessing. The idea is if I put everything down first, at least that will give a placeholder. Now, university, is that going to fit anywhere? That's not going to fit, is it? It can fit there. So they can. Everyone can get there, but not necessarily everyone can get out again. High schools I haven't done. Maybe just a couple. I mean, I'm really guessing on needs here. Never mind public transport. I will dump a small park or few here and there. I mean, with all the stuff I've put in already, there's not a huge... These are too big. I need small places. And I'd like to keep them further up, because that's where the residential is going to be. Something like that. I think that's enough for now, isn't it? So I think the only thing left for me to do is start zoning. Would it make it easier for me to zone if I do this? Now I'm thinking maybe let's just go for it. High density. If we're going to have traffic, we're going to have traffic. So if I can get this fairly horizontal, I can just do that. Or something like it. Probably missing a little bit there. Let's just do another line. Did I get everything there? Industry, yeah, this is when you can see this really isn't straight. So industry is going to be all down here. Just make sure I haven't missed anything there. Do I just do all these blocks? I might as well do all these blocks. I could do some offices later. Some high density commercial. I'm not sure how much space I need to reserve, so maybe I'll just do one line if I can here for now. And I'll do a line of low density here maybe. So that should give the people some options, and let's see what happens when I unpause it like I just did. Now it could take a while for the power to bridge over. They don't have water. Why don't they have water? They have water. They don't have power. Oh, that's why they don't have... no, they don't have power because... let's start again. They don't have water because they don't have power. So this I will have no choice but to go outside the grid. So that's the water sorted, and then hopefully that means... Do I want to give this a helping nudge? Or do I just hope something will build and bridge the gap? I'm going to put a link in for now. I can always take it out again later. Is that working? Right. Go, go, go. So let's see the people move in. How do they like my grid? There might be one possible thing I need to tweak in a second, which is every one of these junctions is going to have lights on them, isn't it? So that might be a bit horrible. So for this experiment, what is the traffic doing is the biggest question I have. We don't have enough people moving yet. Right, how are we doing on power? Right, that's good, so I can get rid of that link now. Does that rezone everything that was there? Or do I have to put something back in there? That's light, was it? And I didn't have anything here anyway. What do we have here? So we have no industry. No one's moving into the industry at all. There's a tiny bit of commercial. There's residential. Okay, let's step it up a bit. Let's put another layer of residential in, even though there's hardly any demand for anything. How's it looking? Is that driving any industrial demand? It doesn't look like it, does it? Why is no one moving into my industrial? That's interesting. Let's just see how we're doing on various factors. Crime doesn't look too bad to me. 9%. I mean, I have got police stations around, haven't I? Like, or is it just too inefficient for everyone to have to drive around every time they want to do anything? How are we doing? Not enough workers, that's okay. I just built a load more houses, but no one wants to move into them. Do they really don't like my layout? Do we have a power breach there? Yes, we do. So once again, I'll just let them sort themselves out. You've got all the facilities. You've got everything. The only thing you haven't got is an easy way around a city without going on a highway. Now that's a thought actually. What if there's something in game logic that says people don't want to go on a highway and still want to remain local? Yeah, so there's some people looping around. But if you want to go from here to there, you literally have to do that massive loop. Maybe they don't like that. I mean, there's still no industry activity. Why isn't there any demand for industry? I mean, commercial and residential are trying to do something. How are we doing? No one's going to the high school. Elementary schools are being used, somewhat at least. Shall I just check these road junctions? Okay, that's not as bad as I thought. I thought they would have lights on them. They don't. Oh, these do. Why do some of them do and some of them don't? It's only for the joining junction it seems to turn the lights on, but let's see if that makes any difference. Don't think it should. Now the idea of giving them this highway was obviously a highway is a high-speed road, so they can minimise the amount of time it takes them to get around again. But like I said, I wonder if a game logic might not like it. You know, would they prefer a smaller road, for example? I just had an idea of something I could have tried instead. Bit late for it now, realistically, which is, could or should I have put a elevated road back over the city there, so they don't have to do the side loop. Yeah, it's interesting. I really thought there would be more growth, and I really don't understand why no one is moving into the industry area. Because normally that's one of the first things to fill up, isn't it? But not today, it isn't. How's the university doing? 0 people in it. Which is, well, until people go through the high school, I suppose. There's no one to go in the university. Okay, we've got people in the high school now. It might have just been a bit delayed because they had to get through the elementary school first. I wonder if that would also contribute to some of the growth or lack thereof as well. Because you need some trained workers for various things. and they might not have the right education for it. So I'm going to paint in the fourth line then of residential. This is all you're going to get on. Ooh, I really wish it would, yeah, do that. That's better. Oh, look, look, the tiniest sliver of industrial demand. There we go. Look, industry at last. Why did it take so long? Now this will be interesting. How will the city develop? I might need to put more residential in. I might have got the balance totally wrong. I probably have, haven't I? The difficulty is, if I put residential in there, they're going to complain about the noise from the commercial. And I can't put it there because that's just going to be pollution. So with hindsight, maybe that wasn't the best idea. Yep, we got some industry demand. Slow but sure. Well, that seems to be working quite well. So everyone's going along the main road there before coming down to the houses, I guess. And they can filter this way if they want to go more into these areas. Although if you wanted to go there, for example, would you cut down through the residential area or would you come down that way? I don't know. It's a bit 50-50, isn't it? But you can't come down here. That's just an exit drain now because you can't come back in again. So if you're good at missing road junctions or turnings, this is not the city for you because it's one heck of a loop to go round again if you miss your turning. Now the question is, what do I do about the residential demand? Because I think I'm going to need some more. Do I unzone the commercial and make another line of it down here maybe? I think that's probably my best option. Why does it do that? Start dezoning some of... No. Start dezoning some of that is what I was trying to do. You can all move into... Just move next door. That's all you have to do. Yeah, well, I went overkill on the power and water. But that's good as well, because it means I don't have to worry about it. And garbage doesn't appear to be a problem. One, two, three, four, five. So 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so residential is roughly half the city. Commercial, just under a quarter. Industry, just under a quarter. And I still have a block I could fill in with whatever is needed. So high density commercial is definitely not in demand yet. Wasn't there some sort of happiness indicator somewhere? I don't know where to find it. Shows you how much I use it. not doing all that stuff today, are we? Land value could be interesting. So, okay, there's a strong area in the middle of the residential area, which not too surprising, I guess. It's quite dense in there. Crime looking okay. Noise pollution not unexpected. Fire looks okay. Pollution pretty much where you'd expect it. Traffic, nothing yet. So this layout, you know, one way everything seems to be working, apart from the, like I said, it's just this crazy loop to go around. I could, you know, cut a little travel time off my people, I suppose, if I took the corners off. Should I do that for them? Do they deserve a little bit faster travel time? Just take a little distance off. We don't care about wind. Happiness, there we are. I mean, commercial are never happy. I don't know why. I haven't built any offices yet, so I might stick some in there, especially because industry is still quite in demand. I think I just built too many commercial for now, but I'll leave it. Elementary, enough capacity. High school, plenty of capacity. University, way too much capacity. Library, no one ever uses them anyway, so there's no point. Water, lots. Electricity, lots. So this ain't too bad, actually, is it? I mean, it looks... yeah. It doesn't look that brilliant. I was going to give them this shortcut, wasn't I? Can I just go from there, for example? It does help if I pick the right thingy. Yeah, I'll just do that for now. That'll do, wouldn't it? Yep, everyone's going like, oh, shortcut, great. And same again here. Ooh, no. I can't do exactly the same again because they have to make the turn off. So... let's just do it in two parts. It's going to be the curvy thing. So people going round again, that can be that only needs to be 2 lane. That only needs to be 2 lane. That won't exist for much longer. That can be 2 lane. And then I'll just delete that bit. No one should be using that now anyway, because that's the alternate path. So that will just shave a little bit of their journey time off. I can delete that as well. I mean, I suppose if I was really nice, I could just smooth that corner out a bit. Let's do it. You deserve a smooth corner. You are worth it to me. I suppose I could do the same there as well, couldn't I? But that one I'll leave. And if they're leaving the city anyway, the small saving from cutting that corner is not going to make a huge difference, is it? Alright, so let's just have a... So you come in the city, left or right. It doesn't look too bad from this angle, does it? Ignore the signs in the background telling me everything's going horribly wrong. So you go down one branch and then make sure you take the right turn off. You know, look down the little road there to the... oops. If as necessary. And then you got people coming out. Similar again. Come out there, join on the main road. Maybe 6 lanes was a bit overkill. But they're not going to get in each other's way, are they? I don't think I mentioned it earlier. I did turn the unlimited money mod on, or mod option, whatever you call it. No, this is bugging me. I'm going to have to fix that. I say fix. I'm just going to, again, smooth off the corner. I don't use any mods or anything like that, so it's just the in-game stuff. Since I'm here, I'm doing that one as well. I mean, would that be better if it was slightly tilted in? Probably. There's something like, sort of like half and half. This is going to go funky, isn't it? So much for smoothing out the roads. It's, what's happening here? Can I just do that? I'll smooth that bit out. I mean, I keep thinking I probably should use some of the traffic mods in particular at some point, but I just never got round to trying them. You know, I don't think I've completely maxed out the capability of the, let's call it vanilla functionality either. Oh. If I want to do a curve, it does help if I put the curve option on. That'll do. Everything's smoother. So we got more residential demand, but I can't put any more residential in. I have filled up the residential spaces. That's done. And it's all high density as well, so I can't, it's not like I can put in any more. I mean, I suppose if I really wanted to, I could start dezoning more of the commercial, but do I really want to do that? I don't know. But there is demand for more industrial, so let's see how we're doing with education. How educated are my population? Highly educated, 1%. I have no idea what sort of percentages are good or not. Elementary schools are getting a bit full. Are they? That one's fine, that one's fine. They look okay to me, they don't look full. But if I go back to the tab here, yeah, it's suggesting I'm getting a bit close to capacity there. High school, same again. It's is it because they of let's call it traffic limitations, maybe. So it's not so much there's not enough capacity, but the capacity is limited by people being able to get to it. I mean, they can always walk. I did try to put them somewhat centralised, so they can walk there and back if they want to. See, it's quite busy there. Look at all those students just hanging out outside. Get to work. Does that make me sound old? Hastily moving on to another topic. How's university doing? 100, you know, a couple hundred or so, not bad. Again, we hit the long way round. So when it comes to traffic, I think this is working. But the question, I suppose, then is, if I just made this normal one lane each way roads, both way normal roads, would the traffic be that bad anyway in this sort of size? And I don't know is a short answer. It might be, it might not be. I would think some of the junctions might start clogging up in this arrangement if you could go anywhere. Ooh, commercial's picking up now. Look at that. So that's good to know. So what are these people lacking? Educated workers. So that's going to fix itself in time. Okay, garbage has sorted itself out. How are we doing down here? So, yeah, it's taking shape. This is going better than I thought. I don't know what I was expecting, but I was expecting more problems than this. So they're only short educated workers. Again, that is just going to be time needed to be fixed. I've got way too much power, haven't I? So not bad. Now, where was I? I was saying earlier, this is with the unlimited money option on, and I'm losing a lot of money a week. How does the budget actually look then? So I haven't touched the taxes at all. So on a normal running city I might run about 12%. So I'm not going to touch it for the moment. Where's my money going? So commercial zones are mostly level 2, not level 3. So I don't know what it takes to upgrade them. Residential, again, mostly stuck in level 2. But there is some higher levels going on. Industry is all level 1. I haven't put any public transport in at all. Would a bus route work if it was literally having to do a super big loop? Should I try it or not? Can buses use the highway? I don't know. I really don't know. But I am wondering, is it worth a bus route? What I think I will try is, let's put one block of office zoning in, just to see how that goes. Because my concern at the moment is we've got lots of these let's start again. Not enough educated workers in the commercial zone. So my concern is that's going to be a similar problem for offices. Okay, that's not too bad yet. Okay, that's going okay. So just taking it nice and slowly. So that's a different symbol, isn't it? No, that's the same symbol. Not enough workers, not enough workers. Office seems to be okay for now. They're still churning out. Ooh, look at that, 500. So it's building up slowly as the city matures, as it were. I did start with the unlock all options selected at the beginning, so that would mean, you know, I'm growing. The city is growing faster than it would if I built it more organically. So everyone moves in at once. No one's trained, no one's skilled. Although being realistic, in a real world, you would get people move. They would already be educated, at least partially, when they move in. But I guess the way the sim works is everyone is, you know, thick as two short planks until they go through the whole education system. But it is what it is. Yeah, this road is maximum overkill. I mean, I'm thinking now, an interesting test might be, what if all the roads in the middle are still one way, but I make the outer loop two-way? Would that just turn into a great big mess? But it would give people a chance to move up. So if this was two-way, for example, and you were here, and you wanted to get to your house, say there, you could just leave here, go up, and then back down again. Without, it's still a bit of a loop, but it's not the whole big city loop. But then you got traffic turning in multiple directions. And is it just going to jam up if I do that? I mean, one other option I have is, and I don't really think it would help because this isn't congested, is to put another return branch this side. But I don't think that would help. Unless I want to provide additional connections, like what if I put, for example, a little branch there? So people wanting to go to... Well, actually, that wouldn't help as much as... That wouldn't help much at all, I think, actually, now I think about it. Because unless you live on this road, or work on this road, you can't get back in again. So that wouldn't actually help. What might indirectly help is if I had an exit road there then. No, that still wouldn't help either, because if you're already on that road, you can't get onto that road if you're not already on it, without going around again. So a connection there actually wouldn't really help. Oh, well, maybe it doesn't help is a bit strong. It would not significantly help. Let's check on a university again. Oh, still going up, nearly 9,000. How are we doing on the educated workers front? Still complaining about shortage. On the other hand, the offices, which do require educated people, seem to be filling up okay. Is it just more desirable than commercial? Because I'm thinking I want to put another office block in, but would it take away from my commercial workers? Well, it will. Let's have, just for fun, I'm having a... Can I even paint small enough? The world's smallest district. Industrial... Office, that's the one. Every city needs its own little IT clustery place, doesn't it? Even if it's a really tiny one. Oh, look at that. That's going to take all the educated workers out of the area. Yep, they move straight in there. Yeah, so the worker situation is still not brilliant for the commercial zone. Why do they need that many educated people? Nearly 1,000 people in the university. What's the rate breakdown here? 11% highly educated, so that proportion is growing as they go through the system. And also note the demand on elementary as well has gone right down, so everyone's grown out of it now. High school, okay, I need a little bit more capacity there now. Once again, that's probably in parts because I built the city in one go, so everyone's going through the same phase at the same time. So everyone went through elementary at once, everyone's going through high school at once, and then everyone's going through university. 2,000 eligible. Wow. But that's only 1,000 in there. I've never figured out that part of the game. Is it because of transport? Why aren't there more people at university? I don't know. And I never built a library. I just don't do libraries. Look at that building. It's trying too hard, isn't it? 4 highly educated, only 3 needed. They really like that place. What do you think? More IT? Since these areas have other stuff in them, maybe I'll just make those regular office and then do another IT block further up. So just normal office. Look at them filling up immediately. That's nice. And it's helping the finances as well. Only losing 10,000 a week now. Well, 10,000, whatever the time period is. Don't know if you can hear that, but the ice cream van is just driving outside my house. Bearing in mind it's late November now. Late November? Late October. And they're still trying to sell ice cream. Got to make money somehow, I suppose, but it's not really ice cream weather these days. How are we doing? I think we're the job shortages are finally settling down a bit now. I mean, there's still some of them, but not as bad as before. And looking at demand for industry still continue. So why have we got gaps there? Is that just normal zoned industry? Which for some reason I managed to miss a line out of. Maybe that's why they're not being built on. So that should help. Yeah, that was my mistake. I didn't paint all the way to the edges, as it were. Don't know if this will work. Yeah, I can just fill in a few more little gaps here and there, maybe. It's not going to be a huge amount, but it's still going to help a little bit. Just making sure I haven't missed out any little bits there. Okay, so the industry demand is going down now. Commercial is dominant. I mean, I've still got room to expand, but it's a case of what needs expanding before I build any more. Yeah, some of these roads are straighter than others. Don't look at that one. I think I might have gone too far the other way now. I've got 3 highly educated workers in here. And I don't need anything that high. Why are they working there then and not in there? You know, it's things like that I never entirely understood in this game. How did I end up over there? So there's still a little bit of commercial to be filled up. So I think I'll do another little mini IT block there, I think. Why does it do that? It's like a snap to junction thing. Bit too aggressive. Is that the upgrade noise I can hear chiming in the background? So, if so, that's good. That's not a bad thing to hear. Now this might tank the industrial demand a bit and help consume some of those overeducated workers, but I am going to be short on uneducated workers instead. I mean, one of the options you could do in that situation, I guess, is to get rid of some of the dirty industry and replace it with clean industry. I mean, well, offices, I mean. So that filled in really quickly. And even they're having over-educated workers. Oh, so these student numbers are going down again now. It did peak about 1,000, so I guess the population that was going through has gone past its peak. How is the... that's not the school. Where is the high school? I can't remember what it looked like. That's a house, isn't it? I have no idea. Is that one? There he is. So, yeah, numbers are down a bit there. And in the elementary school, plenty. The only concern now, I suppose, is I might start entering death wave territory. And I think my elder care is in a totally wrong place, because I'm not even sure that covers the house. Okay, it does cover part of it. It's in the wrong place, though. Never mind. So we still have more not industrial. Well, it is industrial demand. So I think what I will do is just move that over one block. That shouldn't really affect things in any significant way, and we'll just expand this over here. Have another block of high density IT, I mean. You said high density then. There's only one density, but still, you know, it does. The office ones look a lot lower. It might just be because these aren't high enough upgrade level yet. Oh, that only has one upgrade level. That was it. The only level is big, but these have more scope. Do I just fill in the rest of the gaps then? With normal office. I don't want the IT to be over dominating. You know, it'd be like a giant wall. And there's still quite a strong demand. Let's just do it. Normal not normal IT, normal office. And oh, I nearly forgot that bit. I can put something there, but I don't know what I want to put there yet, and there's a little gap there. I mean, I don't think I really want to put down new normal industry, but anything else is out of place really. Not that an old people's home in middle of an industrial zone isn't already out of place. A university, at least you could argue, is sort of like a, you know, it could be an industrial university, as it were. So all the people are moving in, that's great. We'll just let the demand stabilise again, see what happens. Once again, let's have a look at the traffic, because that is the main point of this experiment, as it were. There's just hardly any traffic at all, really. I mean, that's busy but moving, I think would be how you could describe it. But there's not really any traffic in the middle areas. Maybe just a tiny bit there, but nothing to be concerned about. How are we doing over here? So the normal offices here were done, I guess. I mean, they're on tier 2, so that's not too bad. And like I said, the IT is just a single tier. How are the other zones doing? Commercial is looking okay there. I mean, there's a little bit of, I hesitate to use the term wasted space, unused space, let's say. You know, I could, if I had time, I could turn each one of these into a sort of like a mini park of some sort, put some more trees in there or something. I mean, if we really zoom in, people are walking, which isn't too bad an idea really, because it's really difficult to drive in a certain direction, isn't it, in this city? So if you can walk it, you don't have to drive it. I mean, that park looks really busy. That's nice. Anything interesting going on there? Which one's that one? The yoga garden. Organic food market. What have we got? I mean, I could have done some more specializations on the commercial side. I think, wasn't there the organic one, for example? A bit more variety. I could have done some greenhousing, just so that it's not all generic tower block. I mean, this reminds me a lot of a stereotypical large US city, sort of, you know, New York or something like that. So even though I intentionally didn't do a square grid, it's not that off a square grid really, is it? And it still gives that vibe. So we've got lots of identity housing. Look at that traffic. They know where they want to go and they're just going there. I don't need 6 lanes, that was just overkill. It's quite therapeutic in a way, just watching the cars go down. And then they turn off at some point. Oh, this is when I can't even figure out how to use the camera. There we are. Okay, so I would overall consider this experiment a success in that the road layout is not congesting, which was the hope, and the city as a whole is functioning, although it might not be optimal by any means, because like I said, if you're on the wrong side of, if you're on the downstream side, let's say, of the city, and you want to get to the, well, anywhere upstream, you literally have to go all the way around again, or walk. So I think the walking pass might also be the other part of the saving of this type of arrangement. Yeah, not bad. So now that most things have settled down now, I think, okay, there's one guy complaining about educated workers there. Oh, two. But it's sort of stabilised and sorted itself out now. So people going through universities way down again. Like I said, I'm just dreading the death wave as people get too old to work and they start dying. Low densities all maxed out. That's not bad actually. Well, the ones in the middle anyway. High density is more or less. I don't know which one it was now. I'll never find it again. There was one there that was just a smidge away. Like this one is a little bit close, but not quite there. Right, why isn't anyone building there? Okay, there's still a little bit of upgrade potential if there's demand for it. I think I've reached the point now where I just need more housing. I've saturated the industrial demand. There's still a little bit of commercial, but I think we'll leave them as is. I think I will end there. Hope that was interesting for you as it was for me. I don't know if I could incorporate ideas from this in future cities, but yeah, it was fun anyway. So thanks for watching and see you next time. And I will go back to my other cities at some point, just not today. Bye for now.